Walk into any Home Depot right now, and you'll notice something strange in those familiar orange aisles. Certain brands that used to dominate entire sections are shrinking faster than your wallet after a weekend project. Smart contractors and serious DIYers are walking right past brands they swore by for decades. Why the sudden exodus? Because they finally figured out what the tool industry has been desperately trying to hide from you. Some of these supposedly trusted names have been coasting on decades-old reputation while quietly cutting corners on quality. We're talking about brands that still charge premium prices for tools that many professionals now consider inferior to budget alternatives. I've spent over 20 years in workshops and job sites testing everything from circular saws to socket sets. What I'm about to reveal will save you thousands of dollars and probably make you question every tool purchase you've made recently. These 12 Home Depot brands are slowly dying because customers finally woke up to better options. Let's start with the most controversial decline in modern tool history. Craftsman used to be the brand your grandfather trusted. That famous lifetime warranty meant something real back when Sears existed and tools were built to outlast your mortgage. But here's what happened after Stanley Black and Decker bought the name rights. Many professionals report current Craftsman tools feel noticeably lighter, break more frequently, and perform differently than originals. Professional mechanics who grew up with Craftsman are increasingly switching to Milwaukee and Makita. Current Craftsman cordless drills are priced competitively, but many users report performance that doesn't match their premium positioning. The infamous lifetime warranty now comes with significantly more asterisks and exclusions than older versions. One contractor told me he attempted to warranty a Craftsman ratchet that failed prematurely. Home Depot sent him through multiple departments before determining his model wasn't covered, despite what packaging suggested. Frustrated, he explored other brands and found alternatives that lasted considerably longer. Husky tools used to represent Home Depot's solid, reliable house brand that nobody got excited about but everybody trusted. Nothing particularly fancy or impressive. Just honest, solid tools at genuinely reasonable prices that got the job done day after day without complaints. But in recent years, multiple professionals across various trades report the quality has declined noticeably in ways that are hard to quantify, but impossible to ignore once you notice. Their hand tools that mechanics and contractors relied on daily reportedly feel cheaper in construction than earlier versions. Sockets that used to handle serious torque without complaint now reportedly round off bolt heads more easily according to user reviews. The chrome finish that used to last for years now shows wear faster, based on customer feedback. Professional contractors across multiple trades report Husky wrenches failing more frequently on routine jobs that would have been completely mundane in previous years. A plumber I've known for over a decade told me he replaced his entire hand tool collection worth thousands of dollars after a Husky adjustable wrench failed during a routine pipe fitting task. These definitely aren't isolated incidents if you read online reviews. Check the customer feedback from actual working tradespeople instead of weekend hobbyists, and you'll see similar stories repeated over and over like a depressing pattern. Tools that once lasted many years of professional abuse are now showing serious wear and degradation after considerably shorter periods, according to numerous reviews. The concerning part of this whole situation is Home Depot maintains similar retail prices while customer satisfaction scores have reportedly declined. A Husky socket set at current prices performs less impressively in user reviews compared to comparable sets from brands like Tecton, available through other retailers at similar or lower price points, with better organization cases and more comprehensive warranties. Smart buyers are noticing these patterns and voting with their wallets by walking right past those orange Husky displays toward brands that still maintain consistent quality standards, according to professional user feedback. Rigid power tools occupy this challenging middle ground, where they cost more than budget brands, but deliver less than premium ones, according to many contractor reviews. Home Depot markets them as contractor-grade equipment, but talk to actual contractors, and you'll frequently get a different perspective. The 18-volt platform reportedly struggles to compete with DeWalt, Milwaukee, or even Ryobi in terms of raw power and battery life based on side-by-side comparisons. A rigid impact driver is priced in premium territory, but without matching the durability reputation of established premium brands. The batteries are the real issue for daily use. Rigid's battery technology reportedly lags behind competitors based on runtime tests. Their battery capacity ratings may look similar on paper, but real-world performance often disappoints, according to user reports. Professional framers who need all-day runtime report carrying more rigid batteries compared to Milwaukee or Makita batteries to complete the same work. The lifetime service agreement sounds attractive in marketing materials until you realize it requires registering within 90 days, keeping receipts indefinitely, and dealing with service centers that might be hours away. One electrician described the rigid warranty process as considerably more hassle than simply investing in a more reliable tool initially. When your time equals money, traveling significant distances to warranty components starts feeling expensive regardless of the nominal costs savings. Bostitch used to dominate the pneumatic nailer market with construction crews trusting their brad nailers and framing nailers to handle millions of fasteners without missing a beat. But the brand has been slowly losing market share since being absorbed into the larger Stanley Black & Decker portfolio. The quality hasn't completely collapsed, but many professionals report it's trending downward while prices remain stubbornly high. A Bostitch framing nailer at current Home Depot pricing competes with brands like Metabo and Hitachi that now receive better reviews for ergonomics, reliability, and depth adjustment. Professional framers are switching because time equals money, and equipment malfunctions cost both. The newer Bostitch models reportedly feel lighter, which sounds positive until you realize many users suspect they used less expensive materials to reduce weight. After extended job site use, these tools reportedly start developing quirks that make users question their purchase decision. Issues like more frequent misfires, drift in depth settings, and problematic exhaust become more common according to user forums. Meanwhile, brands like Paslode and Makita continue improving their pneumatic tools, while Bostitch appears to be maintaining rather than innovating. Smart contractors are realizing that premium pricing makes sense only when matched with premium performance. Current Bostitch models don't deliver that value proposition anymore, according to a growing number of professional reviews. Here's where things get really interesting with the power tool landscape and exclusive retail relationships. Ryobi occupies this fascinating space where hardcore tool enthusiasts dismiss them while smart DIYers and even some professionals quietly admit they're actually decent value for the money. But there's a concerning pattern about Ryobi at Home Depot worth noting. The pricing has been creeping upward steadily while staying just below the psychological barriers that would make customers immediately notice. Basic Ryobi tool combo kits that were considerably less expensive several years ago now command higher prices for essentially similar performance according to long-term users tracking pricing trends. Home Depot knows Ryobi is their exclusive brand, so they can adjust prices without worrying about other major retailers undercutting them. The result is Ryobi tools that used to represent incredible value now just qualify as decent value. Professional contractors who bought into the Ryobi platform for their entry-level crews are starting to question whether Milwaukee or DeWalt makes more financial sense even for apprentice-level work. The large-piece Ryobi combo kits look impressive in store displays with numerous tools lined up in foam cutouts. But reality hits when you realize many of those tools serve highly specific functions you'll use rarely, if ever. A focused 3-tool combo from a stronger performing brand often makes more practical sense than numerous mediocre tools that primarily occupy garage space. Werner ladders represent one of the most frustrating reported declines in the entire hardware industry, according to long-term users. This company literally built their reputation on ladders that would outlast entire careers. Construction crews would purchase Werner extension ladders, expecting them to survive decades of job site abuse. Many users report those days are over. The current Werner ladders at Home Depot reportedly feel noticeably lighter and less substantial compared to models from just several years ago, according to contractors who've purchased multiple generations. The rivets securing the steps appear smaller in current models. The aluminum gauge feels thinner, based on user observations. The feet that prevent slipping reportedly wear out faster than previous versions. A professional painter described his recent Werner ladder purchase as feeling like a ladder-shaped object rather than a true Werner product. The problem isn't catastrophic failure, according to most reviews. These ladders still technically function. But the legendary durability that justified premium pricing has reportedly diminished significantly, like morning fog burning off. A Werner stepladder at current Home Depot pricing represents serious money for something that now feels only marginally better than budget alternatives positioned nearby, according to user comparisons. Smart contractors are increasingly considering Louisville ladder, or even exploring other options, because Werner's quality advantage has apparently narrowed considerably while their prices stayed high. When the performance difference between budget and premium brands shrinks substantially, buyers naturally stop paying for the premium label. Here's something most weekend warriors don't fully understand about paint brand relationships and retail exclusivity. Home Depot's exclusive paint partnerships with brands like Behr create a somewhat captive market situation. Behr paint used to offer legitimate premium performance at reasonable prices according to older reviews. But since Home Depot became their primary distribution channel, many professional painters report something shifted noticeably. The formulations reportedly feel thinner in application. Coverage doesn't match earlier performance based on contractor feedback. Professional painters report needing more coats, where fewer used to suffice for adequate coverage. A gallon of Behr Premium Plus is priced competitively, which sounds reasonable until you calculate that needing additional paint to achieve similar results effectively increases your real cost per project. Meanwhile, Sherwin-Williams and Benjamin Moore paints cost more per gallon, but reportedly cover more effectively and last longer based on professional painter assessments. Professional painting contractors have largely moved away from Behr except for the most budget-conscious rental property work. One painter told me he can complete entire houses faster with premium brands despite higher material costs because the application goes more smoothly and dries more consistently. The labor savings alone reportedly justify premium paint prices. Behr survives primarily on DIYers, who may not realize the coverage differences, and property managers who focus exclusively on lowest bid pricing. Smart homeowners who want their paint jobs to maintain appearance for many years before showing significant fading are increasingly shopping at dedicated paint stores. Hampton Bay ceiling fans represent Home Depot's attempt to offer affordable home improvement products with acceptable quality levels. Many users report the attempt is falling short. These fans occupy retail space at every Home Depot location despite customer satisfaction ratings that would concern most brands. The motors are reportedly loud enough to be noticeable during normal use. The wobbling starts within relatively short time frames, even after careful balancing, according to numerous reviews. The light kits reportedly fail faster than LED technology should typically fail. Hampton Bay ceiling fans span a wide price range depending on size and feature sets. That pricing puts them in direct competition with established brands like Hunter that receive considerably better reliability reviews. Professional electricians often refuse to install Hampton Bay fans in their own homes, which speaks volumes about confidence levels. The warranty coverage technically exists, but many users report difficulty actually utilizing it effectively. Home Depot's return process for installed ceiling fans requires uninstalling the defective unit, transporting it back to the store, and hoping customer service accepts the return. Most people apparently just tolerate the noise and wobble, rather than dealing with that hassle. Smart homeowners are learning to avoid the temptation of inexpensive ceiling fans and invest in quality units that won't create ongoing annoyance every time they enter a room. Glacier Bay faucets and plumbing fixtures are Home Depot's answer to bathroom and kitchen upgrades for people prioritizing appearance over longevity. These fixtures look surprisingly attractive in store displays. The finishes shine appealingly. The handles feel reasonably solid. The price points make renovation projects seem achievable. Then you actually install them and use them for several months according to user experiences. The chrome finish reportedly starts showing wear spots. The ceramic cartridges develop drips that no amount of adjustment will fix according to reviews. The sprayers on kitchen faucets reportedly lose pressure or start leaking at connections. Professional plumbers report significantly higher callback rates on Glacier Bay installations compared to established brands like Moen or Delta fixtures. The replacement parts availability creates additional frustration. When something fails on a Glacier Bay faucet, finding the correct cartridge or aerator becomes challenging through Home Depot's plumbing section. A plumber described Glacier Bay as seemingly designed with limited longevity disguised as budget-friendly fixtures. The initial savings of buying a less expensive Glacier Bay faucet instead of a Moen evaporate when you need premature replacement. Smart homeowners are calculating lifetime costs and realizing that buying quality fixtures once costs less than replacing inexpensive fixtures multiple times. The DIY crowd is slowly learning this lesson through direct experience. Commercial electric lighting represents Home Depot's house brand for electrical products, and many consider it a perfect example of false economy. The LED bulbs seem adequate initially, but reportedly fail at rates that make some question whether limited lifespan is strategic rather than accidental. Commercial electric LED bulbs are priced affordably for multi-packs. Sounds reasonable until you examine the actual lifespan performance. These bulbs claim impressive hour ratings on packaging, but real-world results reportedly tell different stories. Professional electricians and property managers report commercial electric LEDs dying within considerably shorter periods in high-usage areas compared to premium brands. The color temperature reportedly shifts before complete failure, making rooms look progressively different. The most problematic products are reportedly the smart bulbs and dimmers. Commercial electric smart switches reportedly lose connectivity more frequently than competing products. The app interface receives criticism for poor design and functionality. Professional electricians often refuse to install commercial electric switches in customer homes because the troubleshooting callbacks make installations unprofitable. One electrician reported adjusting labor quotes significantly higher on commercial electric installations to cover inevitable return visits. Smart homeowners are investing moderately more in brands like Lutron or Leviton that receive consistently better reviews. The modest additional upfront cost reportedly saves hours of frustration and eliminates those inconvenient troubleshooting sessions. Everbuilt hardware and fasteners occupy numerous aisle end caps at Home Depot with bins full of screws, bolts, hinges, and brackets that superficially resemble name brand alternatives. The pricing appears attractive at first glance. Everbuilt fasteners cost noticeably less than established equivalents. But there's apparently a reason professional contractors avoid these bins consistently. The quality control reportedly varies significantly. Everbuilt screws reportedly strip more easily than they should. The threads show inconsistency, according to user reports. The coating that's supposed to prevent corrosion reportedly deteriorates within relatively short time frames. Hinges that should handle many years of door operation reportedly start sagging prematurely. Cabinet slides that should operate smoothly reportedly bind and stick. The brackets marketed for demanding applications reportedly bend under loads that name brand hardware handles easily without deformation. One carpenter described Everbuilt hardware as potentially acceptable for temporary repairs, but problematic for permanent installations. The issue is, most people don't purchase hardware for temporary applications. They're building decks, installing cabinets, hanging shelves, and mounting fixtures they expect to last many years. Saving modest amounts on Everbuilt fasteners makes questionable sense when you're investing hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars into projects. Smart builders are avoiding the temptation of those Everbuilt bins and walking directly to the established brands like GRK, Spax, or Simpson Strong-Tie, where quality receives consistently better reviews. Here's the practical conclusion that smart DIYers and professional contractors have reached after years of disappointing experiences. Home Depot's exclusive brands and reportedly declining name brands survive primarily on three factors unrelated to actual quality performance. First is pure convenience because the orange stores are literally everywhere. Second is customer unfamiliarity with quality evaluation because most casual buyers lack technical expertise until experiencing actual failures. Third is persistent brand loyalty from people who remember when these names represented genuinely superior products years ago. The orange store dominates retail real estate in suburban areas everywhere, maintaining late hours for emergency supply needs. The parking lots are huge and easy to navigate. The aisles have become deeply familiar through years of repetition. But here's what deserves honest acknowledgement. Convenience does not equal value when products consistently disappoint and fail prematurely according to widespread user experiences. These 12 brands we've discussed today are systematically losing significant market share because information now spreads faster than marketing departments can possibly control narratives. Online reviews written by actual users with real experience matter infinitely more than carefully staged store displays designed by corporate marketing professionals. Professional contractors share hard-earned knowledge through job site conversations, detailed online forums, and instructional videos in ways that bypass traditional advertising completely. The smart money in both professional and DIY communities is rapidly leaving these brands behind for superior alternatives that consistently deliver better actual performance regardless of retail location. Home Depot corporate leadership will eventually recognize this reality through declining sales data and either genuinely improve their exclusive brands with significantly better quality control or watch helplessly as increasingly informed customers shop elsewhere for products that work reliably. Until that recognition happens, do yourself a substantial favor. Walk past those familiar orange brand displays confidently. Question absolutely everything the marketing materials claim. Test products properly before trusting them. Read reviews from verified purchasers extensively. Compare prices across multiple retailers and brands. Calculate total ownership costs, including replacement frequency. Remember that buying quality products once costs far less than repeatedly replacing inferior products. The industry has exploited brand loyalty long enough. It is time to demand substantially better quality.